Brady.
We rolling? Okay. Yeah, really. Well, after what I heard about Florence Henderson, I don't think we want that comparison anymore. Hi, this is another one of those wonderful interviews we do here on Trout Tunes, and tonight we're talking to BigHat from Chicago, Illinois, among other places. Stanton, Iowa, too, I understand.
We have no home anymore. We're always on the road. Every place is home.
So let's see. Last time you guys were here was what, November? That sound about right to you, or has it been more recent than that?
We don't know. I thought about December, because I remember it was like really cold, like it is tonight.
It was cold. Well,
after Austin, Texas, I'm sure 47 degrees feels cold.
Yeah. Chicago's a lot worse, so we can't complain. It's just, we just came from Austin, so we got really pampered down there, and here it's like Antarctica versus Aruba or something.
So we're on our way to Minneapolis, which will probably be freezing cold.
Yeah,
too.
it's like one of the most frigid major metropolitan areas in the whole northern hemisphere, and they brag about it. It's like run out in the tank tops in December. Well, let's see, you guys have a couple of CDs out, right? Shimmer and Enamorada?
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Good. You could answer that better than me.
Okay, this is like the Prince.
One answer questions.
Yeah.
Shimmer came out just about a year ago now, and Enamorada came out about 3 months ago. And as soon as we get back into Chicago in a month or so, we're going to start working on a new CD to hopefully be ready by the fall. It's time for us. We've been doing the new songs since before Shimmer came out. We've been doing the new material. Right after we recorded Shimmer, we started working on new things, and we've been playing them for almost a year now. So it's really time for the new songs to come out.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the writing process like for you guys?
First of all, what happens is Preston writes something on his keyboards. He usually writes different parts, and then they turn into verses and choruses and bridges and stuff like that. And then he gives it to me, and I add lyrics onto that, and then we bring that to the rest of the band, and it changes all the time. You know, as we bring it to other people, it's nothing rigid, so it develops organically, but primarily that's how we write. We don't.
The rest of us just get together and add and subtract and change and do what we want, but basically we all write our own parts. I mean, he doesn't write our parts or anything. He writes, and
I write my parts, right. She writes her parts.
I say this in every interview, but he's the marrow of the bone. He's like, he starts it out, and then we work with that.
Flesh it out.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we know writers who like write the parts for the basses and guitars and so on, and so we think like that's the best way to do it, because it shows our creativity.
But there's also other bands that jam and work as a whole unit, and we don't tend to do that either. Somebody brings an idea to the band, any one of us. Generally me is a start idea, but
not always, but
usually. Sometimes it's other people that bring an idea, and we grow into those ideas and work organically with each other and with the music to make it whatever it's supposed to be.
How long have you guys been playing together now?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
Okay. Still fun at this point, I take it?
Yeah, it's getting better.
Oh, okay.
I think.
We just had a great night in Lincoln, Nebraska at this club we've never played before called The Edge. We've played at Duffy's before and had a great time there. And this night we went at The Edge, and it's such a thrill. It's so easy to play when people are really enjoying what you're doing. And
well, it's nice when you have an open-minded crowd. Definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean, I literally, had one of those moments on stage where it's just like, this is what I want to be doing, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Great.
He was
so
also
rewarding.
tripping at the time.
Not.
Now, what record label are you working with at this point?
We're affiliated with March Records right now, and we'll probably do our next record with them, although I'm not sure. We're not really signed to anything. We didn't want to sign. We want to keep our independence. That just gives us more freedom to make sure that what we want to do is happening, and more of a threat to take it away if they're not doing it. We just want our independence. Doesn't mean we won't sign with something if the right thing comes along.
Sure.
But anyway, our last record was on March. Our first record was on Salem Moore.
Yeah.
And our next record will probably be on March. And although it's a very small label, it's doing a good job relative to how small it is.
Okay, well, yeah, and a big thing for you is distribution. If you're in all the markets that you're playing, and it helps a lot.
We're in most of them.
Good. Still, I would imagine one hump is radio airplay, right? Because people don't know what to do with you. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
definitely.
And it's great. It's like, I remember the first time I saw you, it was like, took me the first half of the show to readjust. And it was like, but it's one of my favorite CDs to listen to is throwing those in. So.
What do you mean to readjust?
Well, I had no idea what you were going to sound like.
You
I
had
had-
the CD, hadn't you? Or not?
What? No, I did not have the CD. I did not hear the CD until I saw you. So, yeah, it was, and it's as you'll see if you didn't see any of the footage that we taped from the last time they were here. It's a very visual show too. It's not just an aural experience at all.
So by readjust, you mean you had to readjust your preconceptions of what we would do or what a band would do?
I guess, I don't know. It was like I came in the first half of the show, I wasn't getting it. And all of a sudden, somewhere along, you played most of the night, you took an intermission, and when you came back and did the second half, I was getting it. So, and I don't know if it was the first set versus the second set.
Really throw people for a curve because a lot of people expect the regular. A lot of people are just so used to the guitar, bass, drum, singer, run-of-the-mill garage or rock and roll kind of thing, and I think we really throw people for a curve. Like when we first start up, people either don't know what to expect, and we just get up there and we do it, and it's just something totally different from what people are normally used to. And
Yeah, the reference points that people use for us, sometimes are way off the wall, but it's because that's what they have to choose from. I mean, I know some older people that came to see us, and they said, "Oh, you remind me so much of the Village people." And our music has nothing to do with the Village people.
Yeah,
That's a compliment to me, I think. They're
Well, they
pretty
meant it
cool.
that way. They meant it that way. But that was their reference point. They didn't know how to have a band. They just knew certain things.
Yeah, and I remember my first reaction, and it's because of what I do with this show. People are always saying, "Well, how's this band like other bands?" So I know what you're talking about.
Sure.
And I hate to pigeonhole people, but you kind of have to. And it was like, I think the first thing that came to mind was 90s art rock, and I don't remember if it was you or you, but it was like the look you shot me was like smote to dust. So.
people are always asking us what he sound like, and it seems to me like people always want a reference as somebody who we sound like, just to be on the safe side, so they know whether or not we're just running high. We're in the bathroom, and it's like some woman's like, well, "What do you sound like? What do you?" They don't want to take the chance, or not. It's not even a chance. It's just rather they want to be on the safe side. They don't want
I want
to.
to have some idea what to expect.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What to expect.
Which is fair.
And that's the.
But it is hard to describe our music. I'm always at a loss for words.
And that's my point. It's like really hard to describe it.
Emotionally, what the album it hits me like, Shimmer, is I'm in the same mood to listen to it when I'm in the mood to hear something like Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, because there's a lot of stuff going on that's not traditional rock and roll, but the melodies stick with you and carry with you forever.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we have to take a
But
break
they don't
right
sound
now.
like Fleetwood Mac, so that doesn't, it's not a...
We have to take a break right now and do sound check.
Okay, well, we'll roll a clip and then we'll do a little more interview later. Great, thanks.